Hello. Um, my name is Alejandra Romo, and I did my um, research on how video games can affect your mental health. And oops, my bad. All right. So my hypothesis is that video games can affect your mental health in a good way of releasing stress. The purpose of my research is to see how video games can affect your stress after playing a video game. And I think this is like very like it was important because I do like play video games myself, and I want to see how after having like a stressful day, to see how people like it would affect people, like it would make them more stressed or would it make them more de-stressed. For me personally, um it depends on the type of games that I play. I don't really play more of like competitive gaming, but I know a couple of friends that do. And I play them, and after like having a stressful day, it does help me de-stress. So I'm wondering if like other people feel the same way. And so that's why I created this research. This is the process. So I created the survey, and I did this is the demographic part of the survey, and I saw that participants range from 16 to 57 with the mean age of 24.4 and the standard deviation of 7.9. And I have a total of 51 participants that participated in my survey. And yeah, there was 15 females, my bad, 15 males, 31 females, and 3 non-binary. And the racial heritage, the highest was white, Caucasian, then 36% Latino Hispanic, 18% Asian, and the rest were 5% or lower, with African American, Pacific Islander, um, multiracial, biracial. This is the type of questions I've asked, and I feel like these 3 questions were the main core of what I was like asking for. Um, like with playing video games to help me relax, I used the Likert scales with 1 being strongly disagree, with 5 being strongly agree. And I feel that majority of the people that participated in my survey said that they agree, with 18 people with 35.3% on 4, with in the middle of neutral and strongly agree. And playing after a video game makes me feel less stress. Thought it was very interesting that it's like in the middle of like between strongly agree and strongly disagree, and I feel like this comes to play with the type of video games that they play definitely affects the stress. And the last question that I put, when I play a game, I do feel even more stressed than I was before. And this was very interesting to see that a lot of people disagree. That 15 people from 1 and 3 put neutral and strongly disagree, with the middle of 14 participants saying that they disagree too. And I thought it was very interesting. And the type of design that I did a descriptive research. I created a self-report questionnaire that was developed for this study, and a brief demographic that I showed earlier. I included a 5-point Likert scale that measures the de-stress while people playing a game, and I also provided a couple questions so they could fill their own answer. And with that, I also created what type of video games that they played, and I see a bunch of different kinds of games that they play, from competitive to calming, simple gaming. I made I made sure to include a consent form, obviously, before that participants continued with my survey to make sure that they don't have to answer a question that they feel uncomfortable with, and also to understand what they're getting into. And I made sure to debrief at the end with the purpose of the study. And I had the results, and from what my hypothesis says, I think I did contradict with my hypothesis, and I felt that people would feel more stressed after playing a video game, but I'm glad that the participants in my survey proved me wrong and agree with my hypothesis. Um, I thought it was very interesting, and statistically, 45.8% of the participants strongly agree with the statement that video games do help them make them feel de-stressed, and I thought it was pretty cool. And I wanted to discuss my strengths versus weaknesses in my survey, my research. Um, I noticed that participants was a high range, which I feel like it was one of my strengths. But I do feel like I wish I had more time providing more questions with the stress, and I also feel how how they cope with de-stress, because I did provide some questions about that, and some people did not know how to cope with their de-stress, and a lot did say that they feel that they de-stress through video games too, which I thought it was pretty interesting. And I wish I would have made this research a bit more of social media aspect instead of video games, because not a lot of people play video games, and I feel that people also use social media to de-stress as well. And thank you for listening to my presentation.